So good evening, my dear Shankar. Tonight is October the 17th, 2018. Welcome for tonight meditation and Dharma talks. Everyone enjoy the weather so far? So last week we talked about this four elements, this body. So to contemplate this body contains the four elements. So today we look over the chapter 22, 21 and 22, talk about the three desires. So Marcus, can you read section 21 and 22 and I will explain all of them?
Sure. Fame destroys life's roots. The Buddha said, there are people who follow emotion and desire and seek to be famous. By the time their reputation is established, they are already dead. Those who are greedy for worldly fame and do not study the way simply waste their effort and wear themselves out. By way of analogy, although burning incense gives off fragrance, when it is burned down, the remaining embers bring the danger of a fire that can burn one up. Wealth and sex cause suffering. The Buddha said, people are unable to renounce wealth and sex. They are just like a child who cannot resist honey on the blade of a knife. Even though the amount is not even enough for a single meal serving, he will lick it and risk cutting his tongue in the process.
Okay, thank you. So these two sections talk about the three desires. So generally, this section is talk about the Buddha, the Enlightenment, taught his disciple, mostly monks and nuns, right? So for the lay people, when you listen and you understand, don't get offended to it, because most of this chapter talk about monks and nuns, his disciple. So the first is he talk about achieving famous. So generally in life, when we grow up, we have the job, the money, and the work, and we have all this money, and then we have a lot of money. What we do? In generally, when people they have everything they need: food, clothes, money, material. Now they need repetition, right? They want to be famous, right? So here he's talk about that people chasing famous, want to be famous, like follow this emotion, the desire, right? So in generally you have everything, right? All the $1 million, $1 billion. Now you want to have what? Everyone to know you, right? So you're chasing this fame by harming other people, and when you create yourself to be famous, you create a lot of karma, right? Because it doesn't matter what type of position you want to be famous. During your process, you create some kind of angry, frustrated, desire, right? So here he talk about when we have the emotion and the desire seeking famous, at the end we achieve the famous, and then when we get older and older and then sick and die, right? So that's his life. All we need is fortune, what else? Famous, all the material, all the beauty. So that's his life as human, right? So when you look back, and then this must be something beyond the three desire here he talked about. So in generally for monks, when we achieve a fame or famous, means your ego arise. So whenever you want to be famous, means inside your ego arise, right? You want to destroy other people's ego, and you want to be yourself. So during this time, you create a lot of bad karma. You create a lot of other people suffering, right? To be achieved. So today's society, you can look a lot of famous people. They have money, a lot of money. They're famous. They have everything they need, and at the end of their life, they have a lot of suffering. So that's why they don't know what to do, and then what? They kill themselves. You see that? Sometimes we have everything, fame, fortune, and then we have nothing to achieve. And then they do drugs, they do all this bad thing, right? They're like most rich people, right? They have everything, now they do all the bad things. So here he talk about when you're chasing the material outside, this material will cover your enlightened mind, right? So that's why he said we have to study the way, to be intelligent. So if you are famous, you are rich, if you're able to have compassion, love and kindness to help other people, that's good, right? But if you have famous, money, all those stuff, materials, and then you destroy other people, and sometimes you make other people suffering, right? So here he wants us to realize when we chasing something, we chasing our desire, our ego. We want to have everyone recognize us. So when everybody recognize us, then our ego will what? Will become more, right? So he said that there are people who follow emotion and desire, seek to be famous, right? They want to become famous. They want to be. That's a deep desire, right? Anybody want to be famous in here? If you want to be a famous people, you go everywhere. There's a bodyguard, always protect, right? But if you are not famous, you don't know body. You go everywhere. It's free, right? You are a free person, right? So here we have the good and the bad position. Like a lot of famous people, they go everywhere to have a bodyguard, like famous movie star, singer, right? Everywhere they have to have a protector. But for you, you don't need it, right? You are freely. You see that? So sometimes we live a free life, but we don't want a free life. We want to what? We want to live a strict life. Always a fear, always afraid. Most famous people, they live in a fear. Right? Before they're not famous, they want to be famous. Now they're famous, they live in fear. They go everywhere, in the restaurant, go to the park or wherever. They always have fear. Other people recognize them. Other people try to, what we call abduction them. Try to kill them or try to do something bad to them. You see that? So sometimes we recognize that this emotion, this desire, is also harm us, right? So the Buddha said, like an incense. Just like when you light incense, all the fragrance smell good. And then the more you burn, the incense become what? You say become embers, right? So even though you give all your fragrance, smell good, and at the end you become ash, right? So all your life you make people happy, people joy, you reach to famous, at the end you barely just like everyone else, 6 feet down, right? So here he talked about how we spend most of our time chasing this and that desire from our wanting, and at the end we create a lot of karma, bad karma, and then we go to down deeper dark side, right? Rather spend your time chasing all those stuff, you spend time study the way. Here's the path to get enlightenment, right? Because enlightenment, you get rid of your greed, envy, delusion, right? But when you chasing famous, chasing all this material, all the desire, you create more karma. You see that? So when you look back to yourself, during my chasing, during my wanting, do I hurt anyone? Right? Sometimes we hurt people around, but we don't know. Right? So that's why he said this: the three desire, fame, fortune, and lust, right, beauty, that cause us to be suffering. So these three desires that are able to cause us suffering. But these three desires that cover our awakened mind, the true nature. So like it's okay to be rich, but you want to be rich, and you harm other people. During your business, you can kill other business, right? Most business today, they destroy the small business, right? You want to be a top, right? Sometimes you want to be a top, you destroy other small business. Mean you also create karma. You create other people suffering, right? Some companies so big, they create other company to be suffering. So here he wants us. When you are a strong company, rich company, you have to learn to share. Learn to help other company to build the nation, right? So he said, when you chasing wealth, stay chasing lust, chasing fame, that cause you to be suffering, right? So we have suffering here. He talk about mental suffering, anxiety, fear, depression. When you look back, all the rich people, 99% of them, they all have fear. They all have suffering, right? It means not to chase. The Buddha here, he teaches us not to chase fame, fortune, or lust. But he wants us to recognize this cause us to be suffering, right? That's why Buddhist monk and nun, they renounce life, right? They're able to let out this material because this material brings them more suffering. But for lay people, it's for you, it's okay because you are lay people. You are on your way, you have to chase this stuff. But the more you chase, the more you're suffering, right? So he wants us to recognize these three desires. When we practice, we can transform. If we have a lot of wealth, we can help a lot of people, right? If we have famous, we help a lot of people. It's like most famous people, they can give a Dharma talk or help other people, they're able to listen. Imagine a president able to give a Dharma talk. Compassion. He helped a lot of people, right? So it depends on how you use it. So everything has two ways. Well, beauty, fame can be two ways. Just like a knife. A knife can be good, chopping, cutting vegetable. A knife can what? Can kill people. So everything in this world is two-faced. If you know how to use your compassion, love, and kindness, you can transform these three desires into goodness. But if you don't know, you can transform these three desires into badness, right? So here he wants us to recognize these three desires. The more you want it, the more you crave, you will be suffering. Just like the last sentence he said, wealth and lust cause us suffering like a child. When a child uses a knife to cut one piece of honey, and he thinks, oh, there's a piece of honey in the knife, and then what? He don't want to wait, he uses his tongue and lick it. And when he lick the knife, then what? His tongue will cut. So we are the same thing like that. Right? Sometimes we chasing something, and that thing causes us to be suffering. So he wants us to recognize that the more you chase the three desires, the more you're suffering. So the wealth, the beauty, the famous is come naturally. Don't chase. It will come to you when you work hard, when you do your best. But don't attach to it. Right? The main thing, don't attach to it. So he wants us to recognize these three desires. It's like cloud that cover our Buddha nature, our awakened mind. It's like you sit in meditation, you want your mind to be calm, peace, and you want, in your mind you're thinking you want to make more money tomorrow. Then the thinking make more money then cause you what? lost herself. You see that? So he said, chasing wealth, chasing lust, chasing famous, all this thought, all this emotion that cover our wicked nature, right? So that's why when we chasing something, it's like this here he talk about the 3 desire. So we have 5 desire. Tài, sắc, danh, thực, thủy. Tài means wealth. Sắc means beauty, lust. Danh means fame, famous. Thực means other food. We all want to have good food, right? Nobody want to have bad food, right? And the sleep, we all need sleep, right? So this is 5 things, what we call the 5 desire that cover our wicked nature. Just like when we are mindful, we meditation, but suddenly the food come, the food we like, we love, and then what? And then we chasing that food. So when we chasing, we desire that food, then what? That cover our wicked nature. Or sleep, right? Or wealth, or lust, or fame. So he talked about these 3 desires can cover our wicked nature. So here, for lay people, it's okay, but for monks, we should not have the 5 desires cover our Buddha nature, because every day we have to clean our mind, right? That's why we call ourselves living world. We let all the world of desire out, right? So this sutra he taught for monks and nuns, but for a label you can listen and you can learn some lesson from it, right? So here he talked about wealth, beauty. That's why monks we don't want to be beauty, right? We don't make up, we don't do wear nice clothes like your guy, right? We just wear a robe, shave our hair, and be natural. So our beauty is come from inner beauty, natural. Imagine you don't take a shower a couple of days, don't comb your hair 2 or 3 days, you look funny, right? So that's why monk we have to shave our hair, right? So here he said that being a monk's disciple or nun, we have to transform our inner beauty, our inner wealth, right? Not the outside, right? So here he said that we have to learn these 3 things cause us to be suffering. So when we recognize this cause us to suffering, we have to start. Right? We have to let it go. Don't hang on it. Okay. So we will start right here. So this 3 desires. So next time we talk about another 2 desires. Do you have any question, Tom, about this 2 chapter? Everybody chase anything? Yes, back there.
The Buddha was very famous even during his lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
And was that ever a problem for him? I assume not.
No, because he have no more ego. Even though he famous, but he don't have any ego attached to his fame. But for us, when we famous, we what? We are attached to it. You see that? He have no more ego. The famous, actually he's not famous. People know his path, the way he teaching, and this is love they follow, and they respect him. That's all. Mm-hmm. You see that?
I thought he was famous while he was living.
No, he's famous from his teaching. Not, he's the prince, and then he enlightenment. So if he have no teaching, no Dharma, then what the point of famous? He's a monk. right? So that is the way. So the Buddha, he had no more egoless. So whatever people know him famous, he don't attach to it. But for us, when we have famous, we attach to our fame, and somebody say something, oh, you something wrong, bad, then we suffer. You see that? So Jonah, his famous is come automatic, but we chase it. We want to be famous. We desire. You see that? That's the difference. So like you see all the movie stars, all the singer, they want to be famous. They just chasing. They want their name to recognize. But the Buddha, he don't want all those stuff. He just, people just come and recognize him from his teaching. So even though he's famous, but he's not famous. He's not attached to it. But people who are famous, they attach, they desire, they fear, they live in fear, they live in pain, they live in depression. So that is the difference. But he famous, he live with yan từ tài, I mean, he live freely. Yes, right.
And you didn't take advantage of the people.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, you back there. I think one of the girl raised up her hand or something.
Oh, me?
Yes?
Oh, I was just like, this is a really good question. So it's okay if like you're, so it's okay if you're like famous, but like you don't want to be famous? Like you didn't have like a desire to be famous?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just like the Buddha, he didn't want to be famous, but he got famous anyway. Automatic. Any more question? There's two types of famous. This one is you desire to be famous, and the other thing is that what we call hero famous. That's a different story. When you help somebody, you do good thing, we call hero famous, right? So hero famous is come from your love, your compassion, all those stuff, right? But the other one famous is like you chasing, you want your ego to be strong. Just like our president today say, all the presidents in the past is not good, I'm the good, I'm the best. Doesn't mean he wants his ego around, right? Always push other people around. He wants to be the best. So that's not good. When you do good, it's come out back to you. You don't have to say. Your question?
Yeah, I was thinking when it comes to fame, it seems that there's kind of attachment from two sides. The person who's famous wants to be famous, and that's attachment. But then the masses or the people who give them all the attention also have an attachment. So it's interesting. It kind of
just like the Dalai Lama, he don't want to be famous. He's famous automatic because from his teaching, compassion, people just know him. Right? So that's the difference. But it's not craving. It's not chasing. It's come automatic from his teaching. Yes, back there.
Yeah, I think Michael made a very good point.
Yes.
And I'm going to kind of repeat it, that you have the people who are very famous, and then you have the masses who are not famous, but they kind of want to associate with somebody who's famous, or kind of worship them, or feel that, I could be famous like that other person. Is that what you were trying to say, Michael?
Yeah, but I think also that's why people kind of end up being depressed when they're famous. If it's not the good kind of famous, the like Hollywood or singers, because they don't really deserve any. I think as they go on in their career, they realize they just got lucky that people decided that they wanted to give them attention, but they question whether they're like an imposter, and that's where the depression and all the sadness and suffering comes from.
Yeah.
And it's temporary.
Yeah, it's temporary.
Okay. Any further question, comment? No question? Okay, we will recite the many verse. We'll have to close. Living beings are innumerable, I vow to save them all. Reflections are endless, I vow to awaken them all. The Dharma doctrine accountable, I vow to study them all. The Buddha ways and excelled, I vow to attain. I vow that the merit and virtue from this will go everywhere, enrich everyone, so that all of us and all living beings will realize the Buddha.